plan on doing spring turkey this year? We're going to show you 3 things to get ready. That's coming up right now. Hi, this is Todd from Sniping Rhino Ranch. In today's video, we're going to talk about getting ready for spring turkey hunting. We're about a month out, and turkey hunting starts a long time before you just get out into the woods and start trying to locate those gobblers. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our homesteading related videos or any of our hunting videos. In today's video, we're going to talk about 3 things that everybody needs to do before the season gets here. Let's get to it. Hey, the turkey's moving around up on that tree. Looks like it's getting ready to fly down. So the first thing you need to do to have a successful turkey season is scout. You got to get out there and find out where the turkey are at. We're kind of lucky here at Sniping Rhino Ranch in that we're out in the outdoors a lot. And whether that's deer hunting in the fall or trapping at the beginning of the year, we've really been able to see where the turkey are at on our property. In fact, I'm standing on a bluff, and on the other side of the creek, the turkey like to roost there. And we were able to see that in the deer season in the late fall, and able to get a lot of game pictures of turkey. I haven't always had that luxury. Most of my life, in fact, I've hunted on public land, whether that's county or state forests or military installations. And it's really hard to get out there and even know what areas you'll be able to hunt or that'll be open. But you gotta put in the best effort. What I used to do is when I was deer hunting, I would look for turkey sign. In fact, I would normally deer hunt in areas I knew turkey were at, so I could just verify where the turkey were at, you know, how the public pressure has impacted their movements, and that would really help me out during turkey season. So wherever you hunt, you have to get out there, and whether in person or putting game cameras up, you have to do your scouting and find out where the turkey are at. So that's step 1. You have to get out and do some scouting. The second thing you need to do to get ready for turkey season is pattern your shotguns. We've got 3 different shotguns here, and it's important, especially if you don't have a lot of experience in shooting, or if you're like me, you're taking your sons out for their first turkey hunting. You want to get them used to shooting. My sons have shot a lot of rifles, but they've shot almost no shotgun. So I started them out with a 410, moved up to 20, and then 12s. And what I also did is I shot low brass target loads. Let them get used to that before I moved up to the turkey loads. They have a little bit more of a kick. What I also did is I went, if you look on the top of these 3 shotguns, I went and bought turkey chokes. You want something that's going to keep that pattern nice and small, and that'll let you get out there and effectively shoot those turkeys at the 30-yard range. If you notice, on this particular target, I actually had to fire 2 rounds. Both my sons have the Mossberg 500s. One's in 20 and one's in 12. Those are nice because they have the safety on the center, so it's basically ambidextrous. I personally prefer a Remington 870. The problem with that is if you have left-handed shooters in your family, the safety's on a crossbow on the right side. And so for a left-hand shooter, it's just nice for my lefties to go with the Mossbergs so they don't have to worry about doing something weird to put it on fire. Unfortunately, with my son's Mossberg, he wasn't hitting the target, he was hitting really low. So what I ended up doing is have him shoot my 870, and he hit dead on with that. And with this particular target, my first shot hit down here. Even though I aimed here, the shot hit here. So what I have to do is use a little Kentucky windage and actually hold above the turkey's head. Now I have a lot of shooting experience, and so that's not that big of a deal for me. But for my son, who's a new hunter, I don't want him to have to worry about that. And so he'll be using the 870 this season, and I'll be using his shotgun. But shooting is important. If you bring that turkey in and you end up missing, or you aim at the body, that's going to be a problem, because you might injure the turkey and not harvest it, or you might miss clean. Either way, you go home empty-handed. And when you're shooting at a turkey, make sure you're shooting at that head area. You want to get those shots right into the brain area and or the spine area. This particular target does not. But on this target, I actually have an area that's marked out that shows where the brain and the spine is. And that's what you want to go for. So the second key thing to do to prepare for turkey season is get out there and start shooting those shotguns. So we talked about scouting, we talked about patterning your shotgun. The third thing you need to do is make sure equipment's ready to go. Now I have a little bit of our equipment out here right now. We've got a turkey hunting vest, and that's a really nice tool to have. It comes with a pad that you can unsnap and sit on when you're leaning up against a tree or something. It's got different pockets for holding your different calls. It's just a really good way to organize your equipment when you're out in the woods trying to get on that gobbler. I also have some decoys here. I've got a Jake decoy and a hen decoy right here, and you just pop it out. I've got some stakes right here. You put them together, stick them on the ground, and you just stick this decoy right in there. And the whole intent is you're gonna do some calling, they'll come in, they'll see the decoy, and they'll go to the decoy, and you'll use that to draw them into your shooting lanes. The other thing I have here is camouflage. I've got some gloves that are pretty thin, nice to wear, and then I got two different styles of head nets. One goes over your whole head. The other one I kind of like, it's kind of a half one. You can stuff it down by your neck and then just pull it up. You don't have to take your hat off and screw around with anything trying to get it on. Camouflage is really important. You don't have to have the best camouflage that money can buy. In fact, if you're wearing earth tone clothing, you can get away with that. But you definitely need a head net or something like that, whether you put face paint on, however you do it. Camouflage is absolutely key. But the big thing for preparation for turkey season is going to be your calls. We've got several different types of calls here. We've got some locator calls. I got a hoot owl here. We got some crow calls. You know, all this is just to try to get a turkey to gobble, to answer to that. They won't come in when they hear that, or at least most of the time they won't, but they will gobble to it. And it's a great way for getting them to gobble and allow you to get in close, set up, and then try to draw them in. I also have 3 different types of turkey calls here, and several different of each. I've got some box calls, which are really good for getting some distance for the turkey to hear you. I've got 3 different type here, and I'll tell you, with calls, you're really gonna get what you pay for. If you go cheap, you're gonna get a cheap sound. So I really suggest that you definitely spend some money on it. Then we have 2 different types of slate calls. We've got different types of, we've got wood, we've got plastic. Just bring up different types of sounds, make it sound like there's different more than just one hen there. Try, anything you can do to get that gobbler in. The last thing we have are these diaphragm calls. These are probably the most difficult to use. I actually didn't use them my first couple years hunting, and I'm still not that good with them because it's been about 8 to 10 years since I've been in country for turkey season. So that being said, I'm pretty excited. But anyway, I digress. These calls are great, especially when the weather's a little wet. These box calls and slate calls, if they get wet, you really can't use them. They're not going to make a sound. And if the turkey's up close, any movement, like I said earlier, their vision is amazing. Any movement they're going to see. So if you can minimize your movement by using a diaphragm call, that's a really good tool to have in the toolbox. The problem is it's pretty difficult. We got these calls about 6 weeks before the season's going to start, and we're all practicing. Again, I'm not that good. The boys have never used them. So they've been practicing, and the key is if you want to have a successful hunt, you need to get these things and practice early and practice often. Let's see what I can do. Yeah, not bad for me, but if you're a professional turkey caller, or someone who's been doing it every year for decades, you'll probably laugh, but hey, I'm happy with what I can get. So equipment is the last thing you need to focus on to prepare for turkey hunting season. And again, I can't say enough about get these calls, be willing to spend a little money. The diaphragm calls aren't that expensive, but it takes practice, practice, practice. And you want to practice it standing up, practicing sitting down, practice when you're nervous, because when those turkeys come in and they're gobbling like crazy, you're going to be nervous. And so those are the three things that you have to do to make sure that you have a successful hunt in your spring turkey season. You need to get out and find those turkey by scouting. You need to get out, pattern your shotgun, and shoot, shoot, shoot. And the last thing you need to do is get your equipment ready and practice with those turkey calls. And if you do that, I 100% guarantee you'll probably get a turkey. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure and hit the like button. Leave a comment. Tell us what you're doing to get ready for spring turkey. And if you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And while you're at it, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our other hunting videos or other homestead related videos. This is Todd from Sniping Rhino Ranch. Have a great day.